Hey, testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing. All right, Bruchim Aboyim, welcome everyone. I'm sorry I forgot to record yesterday. Sometimes Erev Shabbos, especially the winter time, it's hard to make time to record, even though I didn't go to work yesterday, but I was in the car. I had a praba this Shabbos for a shul job, Baruch Hashem. So I'll let this guy pass me. So we're in Parshas Vayechi. We were in Parshas Vayechi. Well, it's not going to pass me, so then I'm going to go. So Parshas Vayechi is the last parsha in the book of Genesis. So we're in Genesis, looks like 47, verse 28. Vayechi Yaakov and Jacob lived Beretz Mitzrayim in the land of Egypt, Shvas Reshana, for 17 years. Vayimei Yaakov Shnei Chayov Sheva Shonim Barba Uma'ashana. And it was at the days of Jacob, the years of his life, were 7 years and 40 and 100 years, 147 years. So Rashi says, let's see if Rashi will open here while we're getting off of the Palisades. I have reception here, so it should be working. Lama Parsha Zustuma. Why was this paragraph closed? Usually a Parsha, Torah reading, has an open place in the paragraph. Here it's closed. Lafisha Kevin Shnifter Yankov Avinu Nisbanu Einehem Velibim Shal Yisrael Mitzoras Hashibud Sheschilu Shabdam. That once Jacob left this world, the eyes and hearts of Israel were closed from the trouble of the subjugation of the slavery that began to subjugate them. Another explanation should be that he desired to reveal the end times to his children, and this time it was hidden from him. That's the gracious Rabbah. So Zuk the Heilige Zay the Maharal in Prague Schusi Gomling Slovin Rechi Yankov Lama Parshas Stuma Gracious Rabbah Afal Gab Shekama Parshas Stumas Einu Maksha Rak Parshas. Why are we asking this question here? There are plenty of closed paragraphs. Why is this paragraph different from any other paragraphs? Lefishu Stuma Mikol Vikol, because it's totally closed. She'ein La Hefsek Kamoishar Parshas Stumas. There's no there's no paragraph space like other closed like other paragraphs that are closed on one side. Shechiluk bein stumas bein psuchas. What's the difference between a closed paragraph and an open paragraph? Shestuma he mitchila ba'oisa meschelas ba'oisa shura ems atzma. A closed paragraph begins with the beginning of the line. Shemasayim ba parsha shelafaneh, the same one that the previous paragraph starts. Rak shemaniach shir tes oisius. The only difference is that there's a space of 9 letters between them. Parsha psucha einu meschelas ba'oisa shura. But an open paragraph doesn't start in the same place as the closed paragraph. That's part of how books of the Bible are written by the scribes, and the paragraphs are separated. Have our Parshas Stumi called the call, but this paragraph is totally closed. There's no lines. There's no Rakamesh Seif Pasuk. It's just like another verse. It's not really a paragraph. So there's not a question, even though it has no space for the paragraph. Shema Eina Parsha B'nei Atzma. So you might ask it. So then this is not a parsha. That we call it. That's why sometimes a lot of people use, even though we call Parshas a Shavua, the way my Rav, Rabbi Fishbane, usually references as a Sedra or Sidra instead of Parsha, because Parsha means the paragraph, whereas the Sidra is the Torah reading of the week. So he Parsha Achas in Parsha Shalfanah. So this is one paragraph with the previous paragraph. Sha Parshios Eza Stuma ve'Eza Psucha Hi Kabbalah B'Yadeinu Me'Ezra Sefer. This whole idea of which paragraphs are open and which are closed, that's a tradition that comes from Ezra the scribe, Ezra from the Bible, the book of Ezra. Shar Sefer Mar B'Teres Moshe, who was a a very talented scribe and diligent scribe, a quick scribe, in the law of Moses, in the Torah of Moses. Of Parshas, Parshas, and since these paragraphs, they're divided into the other paragraphs, and divided into two paragraphs, al korcha hi kabbalah b'yadenu. So then it must be the tradition that we have, and since there's no, it's not the same story, it's not the same concept, it's obviously a new concept that starts with so therefore it is a separate paragraph, it's just a totally closed paragraph, and that's why it's a question, not just because it's a Torah reading, but because of the way that the paragraphs are divided. And so therefore, what's the drush on it? That their eyes were closed. Even though when any of the 12 sons of Jacob, the patriarchs of the tribes, were alive, still, as long as they were alive, there really wasn't that full subjugation, as Rashi writes in his commentary in Exodus chapter 6, verse 16, with Parshas Shmos, and also elsewhere in Exodus, Shibud Hazel lo'ihaya b'kviyas el alacher shemeis Yosef v'cholechad, that there wasn't a full subjugation until Joseph and all his brothers had died. Was Haya Shibud b'kviyas. That's when there was a full slavery. As it says in Exodus chapter 1, verses 8 and 9, and Joseph died and all his brothers and all of that generation. And behold, the people, the children of Israel, they're very strong against us. But there already was some small amount of slavery once Jacob died, but it wasn't a set slavery, it was just a subjugation, because that's what Rashi says, based on the Medrash, that as soon as Jacob died, as soon as Jacob left this world, Yaakov Avinu Lomeis, right, then they started to subjugate them. But otherwise, we say that the actual slavery started when Levi died. He was the last of the 12 brothers to leave this world. So that means that there was actual full slavery, but there was a small amount of indentured servitude, something, or perhaps drafting into a small amount of community service, or some other type of shibur, or high taxation, or something like that. That was once Jacob died, and then once Levi died, then they were completely enslaved. So that's the explanation that we have there, as to understand the difference between how here Rashi says that when Jacob left the world, that there was already slavery, whereas elsewhere it says it wasn't until Levi died. So meaning that there was a partial slavery or servitude or something like that once Jacob left the world, and once Levi left the world, then there was the full established slavery of the Hebrews. Thank you for watching. God bless. Please like, share, and subscribe, comment, and we'll see you later. All right.